Do you know where the Grim Reaper came from? The image of death as a person does not have a single origin, with many nations having different ideas which over time have been combined. Our current Grim Reaper is a male skeletal figure with a long black cloak, often holding an hourglass but always wielding a scythe to slay the living and drag them to the afterlife. The name Grim Reaper was first written in 1847 in a book called The Circle of Human Life, a translation from a German text. When describing that people at the time only lived to 70 to 80 years, it says, "If we reach this age without meeting the Grim Reaper with a scythe, there or thereabout, meet him we surely shall." Here, Grim Reaper doesn't have a capital letter, so at this point it's not a name, but a description of death. But we can see how it came to form his name. The black cloak is commonly believed to have come from the time of the Black Death, 1346 to 1353, when plague swept across Asia, Europe and parts of Africa. This is because it looks like the clothes worn by the priests and the people treating the wounded, such as the Benedictines, the black monks. However, it's uncommon to see pictures of death wearing black from this time period. From the 1500s, white started to be linked with death, with the use of a white funeral shroud to cover the body. Black became commonly associated with death when Prince Albert died in 1861, when Queen Victoria wore black in mourning for the next 40 years until her own death. The imagery of reaping souls like a crop goes back a long way, being mentioned in the Bible with the parable of the weeds and the wheat. But the scythe wasn't used for harvesting grain crops until the 1500s, with the invention of the bow cradle. Until then, a sickle was used, a hand scythe with a tightly curved blade. The Greek god of the harvest, Khronos, is shown holding a scythe, which he used to defeat his draconian father and make himself leader of the Titans. The similarly named Khronos, the god of time, also known as Father Time, measured the passing of seasons and with the seasons for harvest. Over time, these two similarly named gods, Khronos, the god of time, and Khronos, the god of the harvest, were combined. Or maybe they're always supposed to be one. Father Time is depicted as an old man with wings, wearing a black cloak and holding an hourglass and scythe, very similar to our Grim Reaper. Finally, the skeletal figure is an obvious step to represent death, but is not always male. Some cultures, such as France, Spain and Poland, have feminine figures for death. See the video link below for the full video on the origins of the Grim Reaper, or check out my channel for the scythe as a weapon or similar videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.